ice, if any at all, in western North Carolina. So bundle up and be prepared for a long, cold stretch. Right now, in the meantime, we'll send you to a preview of tomorrow night's game between Clemson and Alabama.
Clemson Tigers, the Alabama Crimson Tide, squaring off in the college football playoffs. Their third postseason meeting in 3 years. The road to the national championship goes through New Orleans on New Year's Day. Tonight, Fox Carolina presents rematch, Clemson versus Alabama.
And hey there, I'm Aaron Cheslock. Happy New Year's Eve to you and yours. We got a jam-packed 30-minute show talking only one thing, the Tigers versus Alabama. Of course, the third straight year they've met in the college football playoff. The winner, a chance at a national championship. It's been a long week in New Orleans. Preparations for a huge game in the Sugar Bowl tomorrow night. The past 2 years, the Tigers and Tide facing off for the title, one win apiece. Who will history remember as the victor in this playoff trilogy?
It won't be 34 years before we're going to be back. I promise you that.
I lost the game at the end of the game, and I think your identity as a team starts with how you finish.
Winston Churchill said, "History is written by the victors." No one's won more ACC championships than Clemson. No one's claimed more SEC crowns than Alabama. A national championship berth on the line between two of the preeminent programs in the country.
They're Alabama. You know, they're a great organization and program. They win a lot of games and a lot of national championships.
I think when you get an opportunity like this, which is a really special opportunity to play against a great team like Clemson or any team that's in the playoffs at this point. Most of these games are like dogfights, so you got to be able to overcome adversity.
From walk-ons to superstar sensations, there's no telling who the hero could be.
It's been a crazy couple of years. Just 2 years ago at this time, I don't even think I was invited to this whole thing, I think. So it's just been cool to kind of see it kind of snowball over time.
Two staples of the South, 60 minutes of football, legendary status on the line.
Once we clash together, everybody knows it's going to be a great match, and I know a lot of people looking forward to this match.
Years down the road, who will history remember as the victor of the trilogy?
When I look back at this 10 years from now, I'm going to be like, wow, I can't believe I actually played in that. This is one of those heavyweight battles.
The fun of it all is having success. The fun of it all is winning the game. And no matter what you do, you don't remember all the things that you did, but you always remember whether you won or lost the game.
Well, when you're talking about the storylines of Alabama or Clemson, you can't write either of those books without the name Dabo Swinney, and Clemson's coach joins us now. Coach, when you first saw Alabama 3 straight years, I told you 2 years ago it was kind of like a Disney movie. This is getting ridiculous at this point.
Oh, man, yeah, it's great. It's just the way it's supposed to be. That's what I told our guys, you know. I mean, it was like, let's go. The way it should be. You're going to win it all. You're going to have to play Alabama. That's just kind of who they've been. And, you know, hopefully we can become that team that people will say, hey, if you're going to win it, you're going to have to play Clemson.
Same big stage, same top-tier talent, but as far as experience, how much does that play a role?
Well, I think it's important. It's certainly a factor. I mean, you know, you don't know what you don't know 3 years ago, and I thought we had unbelievable preparation going into that game. But there's no greater teacher than experience. I think experience for us as staff and for guys on the team that have had a chance to prepare. Our guys aren't overwhelmed by it. They understand, and to be honest with you, they kind of expect it.
Alabama, it's different jersey numbers, but they still kind of do what they do. Play hard-nosed defense and run the football. What have you seen from them, differences from last year?
Not much. I mean, they're a handful. You know, the quarterback's more experienced. They've run the football on everybody. Defensively, they lead the nation in scoring defense, and about everything else, only giving up 11 points a game. So, like you said, different numbers and different people. Same old Alabama.
It's funny talking to Clemson fans. They always say, you know, I can't believe we've gotten to this point. What a ride it's been. Talking to your team inside the locker room, it sounds like you guys think you're just getting started.
I laugh sometimes because it's always like people are like, expecting us to just all of a sudden become bad. We ain't going to become bad. You know, we work too hard, and we're passionate about what we do. We love what we do. We love where we do it. And, you know, we are just getting started. You know, years will come and go, but every single year for us, you know, best is the standard. We're here to stay. We're built to last, and I'm excited about our future.
Some big accomplishments by these Tigers this year, winning a senior class in ACC history at 50-6. It's their 7th straight 10-win season. The 9th ACC team all time with 12 wins. It's the 3rd straight year they've done that. They finished higher in their preseason AP ranking for the 6th straight year. And a big reason for all that success in 2017, quarterback Kelly Bryant, the Wren alum, doubted by many that he could fill the void left by Deshaun Watson. But Bryant wanted to create his own legacy in Tiger Town. Let's send it out to Shannon Somerville with more from the Big Easy.
Kelly Bryant's filling the void of legendary Deshaun Watson by not filling it at all. Instead, he's using his unique skill set and personality to carve out his own path. A path that led Clemson back to the college football playoffs just 2 wins away from a national championship. Bryant says he's not worried about following the footsteps of a legend. He's just being Kelly B. And it's just that affable attitude and charisma that's endeared him to his teammates.
Yeah, definitely goofy. He's always been Kello. That's what we call him. And I love that he hasn't changed from that. You know, he hasn't let the spotlight change him, and I think that's a credit to him.
Where 2-time Heisman finalist Deshaun Watson carried a quiet confidence, Bryant's confidence is a little louder. A characteristic his teammates appreciate.
Man, the development of him this year and, you know, seeing what he's coming here and he did for this team. You know, Kelly's always been that guy that I believed in, man.
But Bryant isn't just inspiring confidence in his teammates.
I think as a coach, you love to see guys like Kelly Bryant be rewarded. I mean, Kelly is, you know, just an A-plus team player. You know, he's been on the road in big environments, and, you know, he just continues to deliver. And sometimes that's the way those great players are.
He knew what he wanted, and he went to work for it, and he took advantage of it. So really, really proud of him, and just really, really proud of how humble he's remained throughout the process. And so he stuck to what got him here, and hopefully he'll continue to stick to that because he's got a ton of potential and a lot more opportunities still ahead of him.
Here with Tigers quarterback Kelly Bryant, who said earlier this season he was used to filling big shoes because he wears a size 16 shoe. So what's it like being in your shoes now as you head into the college football playoff and you're on the cover of some Sports Illustrated?
Still wearing big shoes, so I'm feeling them each and every day. But no, it's been a fun ride. It's been a blessing, you know, to be a part of this opportunity that, you know, I worked so hard for, and this team has worked so hard for. And so we're, you know, right where we want to be, just trying to continue to finish, and make sure we have the finish that we wanted to finish with, you know, throughout the course of the season.
Clemson, Alabama, Part 3. In every great trilogy, there's always this big obstacle. In your mind, what's the biggest obstacle that this Alabama team poses?
We know it's going to be a challenge, so we're going to just continue, you know, to prepare and just try to go out there and, you know, make the most of this opportunity.
What's the best advice you've gotten as you head into the college football playoffs?
Just continue, just do not press, and just do my job and enjoy this moment. You know, 3rd year in a row, you know, 1st year being a starter. You know, not too many people get to be in, you know, the shoes that we are in now, so just enjoy it and make sure they're appreciative of it.
And I know some of your pregame rituals involve watching some Cam Newton film. What rituals will you employ for this Sugar Bowl?
Watch more Cam Newton film.
All right, well, enjoy it and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Kelly Bryant certainly has a lot of great weapons on offense, like his wide receivers.
Shannon, thanks. And running backs. In fact, there's a ton of depth at the skill positions for the Tigers. Clemson averaging less than 450 yards of total offense per game. There's no 1,000-yard rushers or receivers on this team. They certainly spread it around. It's the first Clemson team in history with 3 600-yard rushers and 3 500-yard receivers. And those fresh legs could be huge versus Bama.
Definitely an advantage because, you know, when you 60 plays into the game and they're 97, their legs are a little worn out. And you refresh legs and you can be able to maneuver quicker, you can be able to get out of breaks quicker, run past them when they're tired, and think a little better as well, because fatigue, you think differently. That's definitely an advantage.
So here's how the Tigers offense stacks up against that Bama defense. Those running numbers tell a huge story. Clemson averaging 204 yards per game. Bama only giving up about 94 a contest. Someone's going to have to budge there. A good scoring offense against the best scoring the defense. The Tide only giving up 11.5 points per game. All right, a lot of moments leading up to this playoff this year, and we have narrowed it down to 5 of the biggest that got Clemson back to the postseason. We left it up to you, the fans, after that to tell us your top 5 moments to lead Clemson back to the playoff. And at number 5, Bryant outdueling the Heisman winner. Kelly Bryant breaking out, going 22 for 32, 316 pass yards and 3 total touchdowns to lead the Clemson Tigers past the Louisville Cardinals. Lamar Jackson, meanwhile, no answer. 14th ranked Louisville goes down 47-21. How about number 4? A statement made in the rivalry game. The Tigers crushed South Carolina in the Palmetto Bowl 34-10. Hunter Renfrow steps up with 2 touchdown catches, a 61-yard gem to open the second half, takes the wind out of Williams-Brice Stadium. Now coming up, we'll get to numbers 3 through 1. Go on the other side of the ball where the Tigers defense stands as one of the most dominant units in the country, especially that D-line. There are 4 starting defensive linemen, and many think they could all end up being top NFL draft picks. We'll catch up with the fearsome foursome, and we'll check in with the opposition behind enemy lines. What does Alabama think about taking on the Tigers for the 3rd straight year? That and more yours straight ahead on Rematch, Clemson versus Alabama.
You're watching Rematch, Clemson versus Alabama on Fox Carolina.
You waited, and now it's here. It's the year-end finale, the Great 8. During the Great 8, you can get a brand new car for under $15,000. At Benson Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, brand new vehicles under $15,000. Not a used car, not a program car, not a car off lease, but a brand new 2017 car for under $15,000. The big finish event. Every other dealer hates the Great 8. Only one place, only 8 days, and only at Benson Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Wade Hampton Boulevard, Greer.
There's one road that will always remain the same. It's familiar. It's comfortable. And its destination is somewhere we never quite left. It's the road home. Hurry into the BMW Road Home sales event and take advantage of exceptional offers.
In winter, the most important news is weather.
Blast of snow is on the way.
Fox Carolina News keeps you and your family safe and informed.
A winter storm warning is in effect.
Are the schools open? Will the roads clear? And when will the storm end? We've got the answer.
So here's the latest list of closings and delays.
It could be a messy commute for this morning for sure.
Get everything you need to know from the front line to your front door.
So be sure to bundle up before you go.
Fox Carolina News, on air, online, and on the go.
Biggest Kia 2017 year-end sales event going on now at Kia of Greenville Motor Mile. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on new Kias. Get $10,000 off new Kia Optimas. $10,000 off luxurious Kia Optimas. Everyone knows it's the best time of the year to buy. You can even save up to $10,000 on a Kia Sorento. We're open until 9 Monday through Saturday, Sunday 1 to 6. Kia of Greenville Motor Mile. See it all at KiaofGreenville.com.
Hi folks, I'm Dave Edwards. For some reason, the week after Christmas is always the best week of the year for us. So this year, we want to make this one the best year-end sales event ever. Folks, I'm happy to tell you that as we close out 2017, we have more inventory on site than ever before. We have more customers than we've ever had. And I can't remember when we've ever marked our prices down so low. So check us out online at daveedwardstoyota.com or come here in person, Reeville Road, right here in Spartanburg.
Welcome back to Rematch, Clemson versus Alabama on Fox Carolina.
The huge physical challenge as much as it is the mental challenge, and but they're I know we won the championship last year, but that was last year, and it doesn't get any easier looking at it this year. So great challenge for us.
Brent Venables does it again. After losing a bunch of players to the pros, Clemson's defensive coordinator builds another top-tier unit. While the focus was all on the guys that left on offense, Venables had to replace guys like Ben Boulware, Carlos Watkins, Cordray Tankersley. Once again, it's a next-man-up mentality that's helped build one of the top defenses in the country. They have been dominant, 4 first-team All-Americans, top 15 in scoring, total, rushing, and pass defense. They're third in the nation in sacks with about 3.5 per game and 9th in the nation in tackles for loss, about 8 per game. That's pretty impressive. We'll show you how they stack up against Alabama's offense in a few, but first, let's kick it back out to Shannon in New Orleans with more on Clemson's defensive line, who's simply littered with All-Americans.
Clemson's defensive line has been intimidating opposing offenses all season long, weighing in at over 1,100 pounds, heavier than a grand piano. But it's not just their size that makes them so lethal. It's their speed, athleticism, and swagger. For the matchup that could go the furthest in determining the winner of this year's Sugar Bowl, look to the trenches and the Tigers' defensive line. The unit that calls themselves the Power Rangers. Sophomores Cleveland Farrell and Dexter Lawrence, juniors Austin Bryant and Christian Wilkins. The core 4 capable of unraveling entire offenses.
Well, this Christian, my goofy big brother. You know, he the oldest. His Cleve, wild and just crazy, courageous. He older too.
Clemson's defensive line ranks in the top 10 in just about every category.
I'm always going to play the game the same way and just play with, excitement and fun and just play with joy. That's always how I always play the game. That's how I'll continue to play.
I didn't think we were going to be this close. It's definitely not like high school.
It's that strong bond that helped foster growth.
We make each other better. Even in practice, we just competing to get to the quarterback.
Offensive lineman Mitch Hyatt can attest to that.
They are some freakish athletes over there. It's almost hard to believe. It's really hard to see other teams have the blocking because I almost feel bad for them.
So despite injuries and guys leaving for the NFL, the Tigers defense is doing just fine.
Pagano left or Juergen broke his neck. Or Boulware graduated. Oh, poor Clemson. I don't think so.
Here with Cleveland Farrell. Cleveland, this defensive line that you guys have has established itself as arguably the best in college football. What has allowed you to have so much success this year?
I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. It's just the brotherhood that we have. We care about each other first as people before we do as teammates.
How would you characterize this personality of the defensive line? You guys get after it out there.
Oh, we do, and it's fun. It's kind of crazy. Very, very, very exciting. A little bit hectic. We can overdo it sometimes, but it's all fun and games at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, we're very focused and have a strong mentality in what we want to do as a group.
I know you guys emulate yourselves after the Power Rangers. What characteristics do you share with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Well, I'm the Green Ranger, Dragon Zord, and I feel very blessed to be in the position I am because I was the first, leader. Then came on the White Tiger, obviously, which is Christian. But it's just a kind of a role that we take on when we feel like we go on the field. At the end of the day, we out there having fun, but we got a job to do at the same time.
How does this Power Rangers defensive line stop the run game that Alabama's offense is predicated on?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be our biggest challenge and task at hand, but this year. But first off, it comes just having that want-to do it. You got to have that mentality.
Cleveland, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
And that defensive line also complemented by a very talented linebackers group.
100%, Shannon, and the D-line's play has made life easier on the LBs, keeping blockers off the linebackers. Trey Lamar, BHP's Kendall Joseph, and Dorian O'Daniel have stepped up in a huge way. Without the voice of Ben Boulware, they have shined this season. O'Daniel and Joseph rank 1 and 2 on the team in tackles. Joseph, a third-team All-ACC performer. O'Daniel, a first-team All-American and a finalist for the Butkus Award. He knows that all levels of the defense will have to play strong Monday night.
just winning in the trenches. That's when these kind of games are won. It's in the trenches. Our D-line is going to have to play hard, and the back seven and linebackers, we're going to have to play hard too. We're going to have to tackle very well because they have big, strong backs that don't go down on first contact. So have game tackle and get a left pass to the ball.
While the secondary doesn't have a ton of star power, they rank in the top 10 for yards per pass attempt, pass efficiency, and passing yards allowed. Want some more stats? We got them. Here's how the Tigers stack up against Alabama's offense. Rushing and red zone numbers stick out. One of the top 2 units in the country go head-to-head. Unstoppable force against the immovable object. Who is going to budge on Monday night? So we've covered the numbers. Let's head behind enemy lines. Nick Saban with a month to prepare for Kelly Bryant and company. Quarterback Jalen Hurts made the Tigers celebration last year his cell phone background for motivation. While Alabama's the favorite according to Vegas, it's the Tigers with the #1 ranking. The Tigers who knocked them off in the title game last year. It's the Tigers who won their conference championship. And Alabama knows they're up for a tough test.
I've seen film. Like I said, they're really good. They compete well, end it to the end, and I think we have to be ready to compete for 4 quarters in this game.
Exceptional players. They're well coached. They're #1 for a reason in the country.
And they have a different quarterback. He's more of a runner this year, but he can also make all the throws. So I think if anything, they've improved.
Back to your top 5 moments to lead the Tigers back to the playoff at #3. The Tigers get defensive against Auburn. Clemson totaling 11 sacks, 4 by Austin Bryant himself to win the battle of the Tigers. Clemson slips past Auburn 14-6 in week 2. How about #2? The Tigers escaped the Wolfpack. A back-and-forth battle found the Tigers hoping to hold on in the final moments against NC State, and a Kayvon Wallace interception of Ryan Finley on the final play kept Clemson in the college football playoff hunt and assured their divisional crown. Now, coming up after the break, we'll tell you what you, the fans, voted as the biggest moment to lead the Tigers back to the playoff. And we've looked at the X's and the O's, broke down the numbers, but Joe Gagnon has his own inside source. He already knows who's winning the rematch. Insight you won't find anywhere else. Stick around.
You're watching Rematch, Clemson versus Alabama on Fox Carolina.
All new Kia of Greenville, Carolina's price leader. Happy New Year from Fox Carolina. New TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. Get it here or get it to go.
This holiday season, me spreading the spirit of giving.
Can Elmo help?
Yeah, sure. It's easy. Be careful, it's delicate. Happy holidays, Elmo.
Happy holidays. It feels good to give.
Tastes good, too.
Hurry in for great deals during the final days of the Chrysler Big Finish event. Get $2,500 combined cash allowance, plus Nissan, Honda, Toyota, or Kia owners get $1,000 bonus cash on the 2017 Pacifica.
Did I miss the sale? 2 pairs of glasses for $38.71?
No, that's our everyday price.
Every day, 2 pairs start at $38.71, and 2 pairs of Progressives just $76.92 at iMart Express.
Right glasses.
Right price.
Right now.
We don't run from our fears. We run with them. That's what makes us legendary. That's what makes us free. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Muscle.
Hurry in for the final days of the Dodge Big Finish event. Now get 0% financing for 5 years or $3,750 total cash allowance on the 2017 Dodge Charger.
See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jazz. See Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, and more. Brought to you by Metro PCS and Circle K. Tickets start at $15. Coming to Bon Secours Wellness Arena, January 26th and 27th.
Why drive all over the county when it's so simple to save in Greer?
Huge year-end savings going on right now at Toyota of Greer. Every pre-owned vehicle got to go, like this Toyota Camry SE, loaded with equipment, great on gas, just $59.95. How about a 2011 Chevy Impala for an unbelievable $69.95? And you're not going to believe this. Toyota RAV4 Sport, all the options, just $89.95. Shop our entire inventory at toyotaofgreer.com.
New TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. Get it here or get it to go.
Welcome back to Rematch. Clemson versus Alabama on Fox Carolina.
And welcome back. We've heard from the coaches and the players, but our own Joe Gagnon says forget about all the facts. He knows just the person, well, mammal, to talk to. And his prediction? It's bananas.
Hey guys, sports director Aaron Cheslock asked me to ask an intelligent creature to see if they can determine who's going to win the big game between Alabama and Clemson. What better place to find that out than right here at the Greenville Zoo? Of all the wonderful animals inside the Greenville Zoo, we went to get answers from the most intelligent one. This is Kumar the orangutan, a 12-year-old primate who, according to zoo director Jeff Bullock, loves football.
He loves it. He hates when college football ends, has to wait till the whole next year to start again, but he makes good time of his off season.
Our goal today was to have him pick the winner of the New Year's Day Sugar Bowl. But first, he gave his analysis.
We'll have to see if Alabama can get the monkey off their back this year. Sorry, that's some primate humor. Really got to stop monkeying around.
Then the moment of truth. Kumar is ready to choose who he thought would win with the help of determination and peanut butter. He looked at both teams and went with his heart, declaring this game a win for Clemson. I gave his assessment an A+. Get it? Anyway, at the Greenville Zoo, Joe Gagnon with the Primate Sports Report.
There is only one Joe Gagnon. Joe, thank you very much. All right, now time to find out what you, the fans, voted as the #1 moment to lead the Tigers back to the playoff. What was supposed to be a battle at Bank of America Stadium turned into a blowout. At #1, the Tigers' depth leads to a conference championship. The ACC title game never in question. 5 different Tigers accounting for touchdowns, including MVP Kelly Bryant, who passed and rushed for a score. Clemson locked up the #1 spot in the college football playoff rankings and booked their trip to the Sugar Bowl. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We want you to stay with us on air and online throughout the day tomorrow. We'll be giving you the latest updates from New Orleans throughout the day as the Tigers try to down the tide for another shot at the title. Have a safe and happy New Year, everybody. Have a great night.